everyone, Medley Albright here. If you are new to this channel or you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Medley Albright, and in this channel we create videos about anxiety. So whether you're struggling with social anxiety, health anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, panic attacks, panic disorders, agoraphobia, OCD, depression, any type of anxiety disorder, you are in the right place. Maybe you're someone who has visited the hospital a couple of times. All they say is that you are fine, it's just anxiety. If you're lucky enough, you're going to be diagnosed with anxiety. So most of these doctors don't even diagnose anyone. They check if there's nothing wrong with you, they just let you go. But if you're lucky enough, you have been diagnosed with anxiety, and you have been in the anxiety, you have been struggling with these physical symptoms, the dizziness, the heart palpitations, the feelings of unreality, the panic attacks, and you don't understand what is happening. You are having this, chronic depression, you are having these intense feelings, intense thoughts, and you don't understand what is happening. You have tried medication, you have tried supplements, you have tried exercise, you have tried meditation, you have tried everything, but nothing is working. So in this channel, I solely help people overcome anxiety disorders permanently. In this channel, I use my own recovery from severe sensitization, severe anxiety, and chronic depression to help others who are still struggling. So I would advise you, if you have not yet subscribed, I would advise you to watch this video up to the end. And if you find it valuable, if you find it that it's something helpful, I would advise you to subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, let's dive into the video. So people struggling with anxiety have a couple of fears. Fears like, what if I lose my mind from this? What if I go crazy from this? What if I die from this? What if the doctors miss something? And one of the most common fears for people struggling with anxiety, especially if you're struggling with OCD, you're struggling with these negative, anxious thoughts, these intrusive thoughts, you're struggling with racing thoughts. At a point, you might have thought that you're losing your mind from this. You might have thought that you're going crazy from this. You might have thought that you're going to lose control and do something really weird. So that's what you want to address in this video. If you have had that type of thought that, what if I go crazy? What if I lose my mind from this? What if I develop some sort of mental illness from this? That's what you want to address in this video. So stay tuned up to the end of this video. So when I was struggling with anxiety, when still I didn't know better, when I hadn't gone into self-discovery, when I hadn't started reading books about this anxiety thing, when I still was not doing research about this anxiety thing, one of the main fears that I had was, what if I go crazy from this? What if I lose my mind from this? And that's a common fear amongst anxiety sufferers, because if you're struggling with OCD, you know the kind of obsessive thoughts that come with OCD. You're having these racing thoughts, you're having these really weird thoughts, you're having thoughts about death, the pressure that those kind of thoughts come with, the racing thoughts, you're not having a break. Anxiety becomes overwhelming, the thoughts become overwhelming, and worse if you are performing second fears with those thoughts. The pressure only comes when you are worrying about those thoughts, when you are overthinking about those thoughts, when you're overanalyzing those thoughts. There's a difference between thoughts and thinking. The thought, what if I go crazy, is an intrusive thought. Someone going crazy does not know that they're going crazy. The fact that you are aware of you going crazy means that you're very sane. Someone going crazy that does not know that they're going crazy. So anytime in front there, when you have those thoughts of, what if I go crazy, know that you are not going crazy, because someone going crazy does not know that they are going crazy. So when you're having these racing thoughts, when you're struggling with OCD, when you're struggling with these anxious thoughts, the pressure, the overwhelming nature of these thoughts may make you feel like you are going crazy, the scary nature of these thoughts. And mine was up to a point that when I used to walk on the streets and I see someone who is not, someone who is not well, like a crazy person, I'm just like, okay, I'm heading to this direction. Honestly, because the kind of thoughts I used to have, those thoughts are not fun. Those thoughts are not fun. And if you're someone who is constantly worrying about those thoughts, so for example, you have a thought that, what if I go crazy? You start worrying, now if I go crazy, what will happen to me? How will life look like? Now even you take action, you go to the hospital, you Google your symptoms, you seek reassurance from the doctor just to tell you that you're not going crazy. And they have told you a couple of times that this is just anxiety. There is nothing wrong with you. Some of you seek reassurance from me, like, Albert, can you just tell me that I'm not going crazy? Even if I answer that you're not going to go crazy, the next time that you're going to experience this thought, you're going to still Google your symptoms. You're going to still go to the doctors. And that is what is refueling that thought. Because with the thoughts brought by anxiety, the moment you give them attention, the brain sees that these are the thoughts that, you are happy with. That's why you're giving them attention. And definitely going to send more of those thoughts. So someone struggling with anxiety cannot go crazy from anxiety. Anxiety is anxiety, and it may be up to a point that the word schizophrenia, the word bipolar used to trigger me. It may also be triggering you because you believe that you might lose your mind and be like, and develop schizophrenia, develop a mental illness. Anxiety is anxiety, and the psychosis is psychosis, and schizophrenia is schizophrenia. Someone struggling with anxiety cannot develop psychosis. Someone struggling with anxiety cannot develop schizophrenia. Anxiety is anxiety. Anxiety is actually fear. Anxiety is just a tiny thing. Anxiety is one of the how can I put it? One of the least mental issues. Like, it's just anxiety. The fear of losing your mind comes because of the way you are giving thoughts attention. If you are constantly worrying about thoughts, if you're constantly adding second fears, the over analyzing, the overthinking, you will feel overwhelmed. You will feel like your head is gonna burst, like your brain is gonna burst, and you're gonna develop this schizophrenia. You're gonna go crazy from it. Also, someone who has taken this marijuana, if you are someone whose anxiety was induced by marijuana, you can also think you're going psychotic. You're gonna develop mental illnesses from this. But what you don't know is that marijuana only triggered a panic attack. And if it was something else, if it was what you think, psychosis, schizophrenia, of course the doctors would have told you that you are having psychosis. Of course the doctors would have told you that you are having schizophrenia. They won't have told you that it's anxiety while it's something else. So what you are struggling there is anxiety. And no matter how you develop anxiety, whether it's from marijuana, whether you are someone who had surgeries, whether it's from a life event, whether you developed a panic attack, the way to recovery is the same. The way to recovery is the same to everyone, whether you first had a panic attack, whether it's from marijuana, whether it's from a life event like me. The way to recovery is the same. If you do the right thing, if you learn what is happening, if you understand and apply the correct method to recover, you're gonna recover. Even if you have been in the cycle for, a decade, for, 20 years, you can recover from this thing if you do the correct thing. The thing here is, once you have been to the doctor and everything has been done, everything has been cleared out, and they tell you, it's just anxiety. Some of you who are unlucky, they tell you, they don't diagnose you. Once you know that this is anxiety, even if you have the fear of going crazy, you should not react to that thought. You should just say, okay, I know, I acknowledge this is anxiety, label it as anxiety, and allow it to be there. Give it its space. Don't fight it. Don't suppress it. Don't resist it. Don't try to make it go away. Just continue with your life with that thought there. As time goes by, that thought will lose its intensity because you're not giving it any attention. It's like a bully. When you don't give a bully attention, they'll just disappear. But if you give them attention, you are reinforcing that bully. He will keep throwing words at you. He will keep throwing insults at you. And the fear of going crazy is very common among people who are experiencing feelings of unreality, people who are experiencing DPDR because of the loss of touch with reality, and you feel like you're seeing the world from a glass. You may think, okay, what am I going crazy from this? Feelings of unreality don't make someone go crazy. Even me, at first I had that thought, but when I learned about what was happening, feelings of unreality, when you understand how feelings of unreality are being brought by, you'll realize that that's just a fear. For me, feelings of unreality was one of my first symptoms to go away. Feeling like I'm seeing the world from a glass, like it literally went away when I didn't bother. But when I understood what was happening and I just float through it. When you are experiencing feelings of brain fog, where you feel like you forget someone, so you're experiencing memory loss, you can't focus, you can't concentrate. Those are people who struggle with fear of going crazy, and also people who struggle with insomnia. You have not slept for 3 days and now you think that you're gonna go crazy from that. Loss of sleep does not make anyone go crazy. It doesn't have an effect on you. Of course, you might be tired, but you can't develop anything serious from loss of sleep. That's it. So if you're struggling with anxiety and you're struggling with this, thoughts of going crazy, know that you are very far from going crazy. You are not going crazy from anxiety. It's an intrusive thought. It's just a fear, which if you know how to overcome, then it will just pass, just like any other fear. So if you feel like you get value from these videos, make sure to subscribe. If there's something that you feel like you need me to talk about, kindly comment down below. Make sure to like this video and also share to other people who may need this video. If you are someone who has been stuck in the anxiety cycle for a long time, you don't understand what is happening, and you like to fasten your recovery, you like to collapse time, then message me on this number, email me on this email. I guide people on how to overcome anxiety disorders. This YouTube is free, TikTok is free, Instagram is free, Facebook is free. I have a free ebook, but I charge for guiding you out of the anxiety cycle. If you want to understand what is happening, how the body and mind works, how anxiety works, and the method I use to get out of the anxiety cycle, and you feel maybe you're someone who feels like, can I really recover from this thing? You feel like you are unique, your own specific situation is unique, kindly message me on this number or email me on this email. I will get you into the mentorship program, and then you start your journey to getting free from anxiety permanently. Otherwise, let's meet on the next.